Alright, today's lesson is about doing console input in C++. So let's get started. So we'll go over the cn command and its basic usage, and then we're going to see how to get a multi-word string. So at this point, we've already seen that we can do console output via the cout. Is there a way to do it the inverse from an input? And the answer to that would be yes. We can use the cn command, which is short for console input, and this is also part of the IO stream directive, like the cout that we've used before. So the basic syntax: you have the cn, and then you have the opposite of the stream insertion operator that you'd use with the cout. This is the stream extraction operator, and then after that we have our variable name, and that's where the value that's being inputted will be stored. So yeah, when this line executes, the program will actually stop, and you'll be able to type into your console, and after you press the enter or return key, depending on if you're a Mac or Windows, that value will be stored in the variable name, and then your program will continue on. So yeah, let's see a basic example. So here's our program. A few basic lines. We have an integer declared, and we have the cn. So we're going to assign a value to this integer, and then we're going to print it out. Okay, so it's kind of hard to tell, and we're going to go over a way that you may be able to, you can't tell right now, maybe, but we're actually running our program right now, but it's waiting for us to enter a value. So we're entering 32, and sure enough, the value that gets printed out is 32. So yeah, it was hard to tell that when we ran that program that we were actually supposed to enter a value. So that's why, to avoid confusion, you should precede any of your cn statements with a cout statement that's describing what value is to be entered, and that you're supposed to be even entering a value in the first place. In addition, you can actually input multiple values from a single cn statement using multiple stream extraction operators and variable names. However, you'd want to be careful with this for the aforementioned reason. You want to make sure that you're describing that you want multiple values to be entered, and you're going to be separating these values with spaces between them, but you're still going to end all your inputs. After all your inputs is when you press the enter or return key then. Alright, so we're back in our program, and we're going to see both of these things in action now. So first we're going to fix our first statement by putting a cout that's just describing what we should be entering. And then second, we have this example here of the inputting multiple values via a single cn statement. And I think this is a pretty decent example, entering a set of Cartesian coordinates, which is an x and y coordinate. So it'd be expected that you'd be entering two numbers in at once. So now that we've got all that, let's run it. So yeah, here's our first one again. It's the same thing, but this time we can tell that we're actually supposed to enter something because we have the prompt. Okay, and now we're going to enter two numbers separated by space, so 2 and 4, and then those get printed out. So now what would happen if we tried to input a string with multiple words? For example, like if you wanted to enter someone's full name. Let's see that. So yeah, here on at the bottom, we're going to try this now. We have a string for our name, and we're going to try entering our name the cn here, and we're going to see what happens. So running it, so enter our full name, Bob, Boo, but yeah, that's not what we expected. We would have thought we've gotten Bob Boo, but we just got Bob. So what's the deal with that? So yeah, we only got the first word of the string. So yeah, if we wanted to get the whole string, or the name in this case, we're going to need to do something a little different. So we want to replace our normal cn statement with these two lines, which is the cn.ignore, and then the get line, and this with and inside the parameters we have the cn and then the string variable that we're storing our input into. So yeah, this first line, what its purpose is that it ignores the new line buffer created from when we press the enter and return key from the previous inputs. So important to note is that if there's no previous input statements, or the previous input was just another string, that should be left out. Otherwise, you're going to end up ignoring the first character in the string you enter, and that's not what you want either, I'm sure. So with that in mind, let's fix this now. I've commented out this first part, so I guess we don't even need the ignore, but I guess if we want to have the whole program here, we can bring these back and we can do it then. So yeah, we're going to get rid of this. We'll do our ignore to get rid of the buffer that we're going to have from these former ones, but if we didn't have them, then we wouldn't need this line. So our get line, and then our name. Okay. So we're going to go through the now we're going to put in the name. So yeah, this time we got the whole thing other than just the first word. So that brings us on to the practice. And for your practice, I want you to create a program that will prompt a user for their full name, an ID number, and then an amount of money that they have, because why not? And then after you have all those values inputted, you should output the results in an orderly fashion. Just neat. So yeah, I'm gonna work through that now, and there should be a time code on the screen for when I'm done getting something down here, if you want to compare your code with mine. So yeah, we're going to start by declaring our variables. So we have a name, we have an ID number, which should just be an integer, and then an amount of money, which will be a double. So we're going to, the order would depend here. If you don't want to do the cn.ignore, then I think the best thing to do would be to get the name first. So have our prompt, and then cn that, or no. Alright, just about forgot myself. There we go. our get line. So that's the hardest one out of the way already. So here from here, it's pretty smooth sailing. Now here we do just the ordinary CN, get our ID, and it's a similar story for our do your balance. That probably sounds better. Okay, and we'll just money. Okay, so now we'll print that all out. So name, ID number, and then the ID, and last but not least, the money, or balance, because that probably sounds better. Okay, and just in case when someone's entering in the money, if they decide to be cheeky and put in a bunch of decimal places, we'll do a fixed set precision to 2 places. So that's not a big deal. So yeah, unless I screwed something up, this should be good. So let's see what happens. Okay, good so far. Our full name. And our ID. And then a balance. And I think I'll be a little cheeky and enter a bunch of decimals. We'll see. Yeah. So got the full name, the ID, and then the balance, which in hindsight probably should have a money, a dollar sign if it's money, but yeah, the important thing, yeah, it got truncated, or rounded up actually, or yeah. We'll run it again though, just for anyone who wanted to see it actually have the money sign. Actually enter the values again. And 65. There we go. So yeah, hopefully that all made sense. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll see you all next time.